Hey guys.
Welcome back to the Dramatic
Elements
Podcast. And we're back for episode 2.
And we are back for episode 2. It kind of feels unreal because the first time just felt like a silly little decision we were making,
Right.
but we're doing
now
this
we're
again.
back on this
we're
couch.
Really back.
And episode 1 was a hit.
Yes. Episode 1 was so fun.
Yeah.
So fun to see how everybody's reacting to it.
Right.
You know? Been super cute. But now, episode 2 has a little bit more structure. We're actually getting into a specific topic this time.
Right.
So, we're both in long distance, women loving women relationships. And
period.
WLW.
Right. Right. So if you listen, okay, a bunch of people listen on YouTube, so I don't think they got the poll. But if you listen on Spotify, there was a poll in the first episode that was asking, like, what do you want to hear about next? And it was almost a tie, but then it wasn't a tie.
Right.
And the highest wanted subject was long distance relationships. So that is what we are providing tonight. Yes.
So
we have some topics.
Jump in. Yes, we wrote down some topics. The first one is the first one was our decision to go long distance. Right. So we both got into our relationships that we're in right now at a similar time.
Yeah, a little while ago.
Yeah. You kind of went into long distance super fast.
Yeah. So this is the thing.
Yeah.
When people talk about long distance, it's like, okay, at least from what I like in the vibe that I was getting. When people talk about it, it's very like this dreadful thing that's like this huge like life. It's like this like crazy decision.
Yeah.
Especially if you're doing it going into college.
Right.
Like if you're gonna be in long distance in college, it's like, oh, like I don't know. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like very like hyped up, da. And so like for me, I was really freaked out because my thing was I knew that my girlfriend and I had like we had the foundation that was good. This would work long distance. Like, do you know what I mean? Like
and we want to make this work
and
long distance.
and we both genuinely want to make it work. So I was like, wait, no, I'm not about to end this right now. Like
100%.
I want to do this, but I was definitely freaked out. Like I definitely was like really scared. But also it's like ultimately it wasn't really a question for us. Like do you know what I mean? Like it was a conversation about like, okay, what are our like ways to move forward and like how are we gonna make this like safe for us? But it wasn't, we didn't have like that
there was
dialogue.
Never the debate of whether we're doing this or not. Obviously we're trying to do this.
Exactly.
How are we gonna go about it? That's the conversation. No, we had the same thing because we had a solid 3 months, a little over 3 months, of us getting to fully be together, like in person, whatever. I was finishing high school. And then over the summer, she went to Hungary. Right. She's from Hungary, so she went to Hungary for like 2 months almost of the summer. So going into that, and then obviously knowing me going off to college was coming right after that, we just started talking about, we honestly barely, like, thinking about it, we didn't even really talk about how we were going to do it. We both had never experienced long distance before. This is the first relationship I'm even in. So it was more of, once we start, we're going to just figure out what works for us. Like, we both were watching little, like, we would always see videos on your little For You pages on TikTok, like, tips for long distance. And then I would see the videos, reasons why to never do long distance. And I would say, girl, let me debunk all of your reasons right now.
Let me stitch.
Because,
let
like,
me literally let me stitch and let me debunk. Yeah. That was my thing, too, was, like, I personally find those kinds of things, those, like, generalizations genuinely frustrating. Right. Because I genuinely am like, if it didn't work for you guys, or if you have reasons why it wouldn't work for you personally, that is so valid. Like, the amount of people that I know that broke up because of they didn't want to do long distance, and completely valid. You know what I mean? And I, that's so real. Like, but when it's like a generalization of why you shouldn't do this, it's like,
it's extremely subjective.
Yes, it's like it's just like you don't know my relationship or who I am or who my partner is. So yeah, those generalizational videos like that makes me like, it's just like, okay, like also it's just like I'm like hate watching. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm like, okay, tell me then. And everything they're saying,
me too.
You know what I mean? Everything they're saying is, I'm sure, valid for them, but it's just not applicable to my situation.
100%.
You know?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, for us, I think like the like talking about what like strategies we could have moving forward was more for my own comfort. You know what I mean? Because I was like, so my girlfriend has done long distance before multiple times. Like she was in a very long relationship, multiple year long relationship that was mostly long distance.
Right.
So she'd been around the block, you know what I mean?
100%.
So I was the one that was like, I don't know how I function in a long distance relationship because I only know how that's where you and I differ, is that I only know how to function in an in-person relationship.
Right. So, I was just learning that as well.
Exactly. So I was like, this is, whatever.
Yeah.
And so we did like sit down and like make a list of like online dates we could do. Like we did all that. Yeah. Which like for us, that I feel like that was kind of crucial.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it works out for you guys that wasn't, you know what I mean?
No, and what we really did was, because we had, like I said, we had those 3 months at home. So at the end of those 3 months, I was getting really nervous because I could feel like how much I was really liking her. Like we just said I love you. We just like hit these little milestones and I was like, this person is really important to me and everything is about to change. So that was really scary going into it.
Yeah.
What was good was, I mean, this was tough, but we kind of went into the deep end where it was, we had school together every single day, and then all of a sudden she was in a 6-hour time difference for 2 months.
Yeah.
And it was like, whoa,
time
this
difference
is insane.
Time difference is rough.
That really, because she would go to sleep and it would be 9 p.m. for me.
Yeah.
And then when I woke up in the morning, it was already 2 p.m. for her.
Yeah.
And over the summer, we both, because she stays at her grandparents' house there, so she had a lot of days where she was just hanging out at home. I was just hanging out at home. So it was like,
that's
time
the worst.
went by really slow.
That is the worst.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I genuinely feel like the summer was the worst of it. Like we got the worst of it over with, and now it's like we're 1 hour time difference away, which is not bad at all. And we're both busy. We're both in school. Like we have a lot going on. So it's even better
I feel
now.
like that is a big, like how busy you are is a big component. Like we have found that for sure. Like over the summer, but it's also like you have to find a balance, because over the summer so I worked at my overnight camp, and there were a couple weeks there where I was at overnight camp where I was too busy, like literally had no time, and our schedules were just complete opposites, and so that was really hard, you know, like that was not an easy period. But the thing with us was like there has never been a time where we've ever been like, is this the end? Do you know what I mean? It's not been that. It's just like, this is a hard period and 100%. We'll get through this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now that I feel like the school year started, it's more like smooth because
and we're in
we have
more
things
of a
going
routine.
on. Yes.
Like we both have our things that we're doing, and we know we talk at night whenever we can and things like that.
Yeah.
And what was also nice about kind of the over the summer thing was that I wasn't going into college also worrying about starting long distance. You know what I mean? Because we had done it over the summer, and then when she got back at the end of the summer, that is when we talked about, okay, like, how did we handle this?
Yeah.
What should we do differently?
Reflection.
We definitely reflected, you know, and really just solidified that like this is going to work. You know what I mean? Like, it was very reassuring to be like, wait, we just did that.
That's helpful.
Like, I'm so good on that front going into college.
Going into college and going into long distance in one transition would be kind of crazy. That's a lot. Yeah. That's a lot.
Would be
I mean, it's totally doable, but that's definitely a lot.
Yeah.
I had something else to say, but now I was just going to say. like I was really, even after all that like time between, like, because we did long distance for like all of July and most of August until I got here in late August. Right. And so, but that transition to college was different for me, I felt, because I was like, because, okay, everybody's always talking about how if you go long distance in college, you're going to demean your college experience.
Oh my gosh.
I am genuinely like, and this might be naive because I am aware that I've only been here for 3 months. I'm aware of that, and who knows, but I'm seeing green light from here. Like, I'm seeing blue skies. Like,
100%, me too.
I literally, like, I just am confused as to how making time for a person that I love is demeaning my college experience, when not once have I, literally not once,
yes, and I know,
has been like, oh, let's go out tonight, and I'm like, oh, I would really want to, but I guess I have to stay in and call my bit. That's never happened. That's
and
never
the thing
happened.
Is, also, like how you're saying, oh, the people that talk about how going out or doing different things is such an issue because they have a partner they have to deal with.
Is crazy.
Okay. Right. All I'm hearing is that your partner was toxic and controlling and didn't want you going out, or like things of that sort. You know what I mean?
What I'm hearing is that you, and this is fine, is the thing. This is totally fine. But what I'm hearing is you don't necessarily want to make time for this. And that's completely fine. That's the thing, is like, again, I have many friends and you are so valid. It's just that in my brain, I want to make time to call this person.
Right.
And like, I literally cannot stress it enough. I literally, not one single time have I ever been like, oh, I guess I can't go. Literally has never happened.
No, it's genuinely never happened once.
Also, it's just like a mutual respect thing between you and your partner, because well, I'm sure it's the same, but like, I'll speak for myself.
Yes.
Like, it's the idea that like me and my girlfriend will talk about. So, okay, me and my girlfriend have started this thing that I find helpful in our relationship, which is that we have started doing like one designated date night every week.
Right.
And so we'll do like genuine, like, you're on my computer, you're not on my phone, and you're like, this is like our date night, and like we're doing something, like we're doing like a fucking or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like, we're doing something. But what I love about what we do is that we'll give 2 dates, like Wednesday and Saturday, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Tuesday and Friday.
Yeah.
And it's like, right now I am free both of those nights, and you're free both of those nights. And so we're going to say it's Tuesday night, but if something comes up for either of us, that's fine. We have Friday. Do you know what I mean? Like, we have a backup night.
Yes.
So it's never this stress of like, oh, I said it was Tuesday night. Like, what if all my friends want to go to a party? Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's like this. It's like, if you and your partner understand that that is genuinely an anxiety relieving system, and it's not something that is like, because I don't want to make time for you, then it like works perfectly for us. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, yeah. And that is interesting because we don't do that. We never have done the like schedule a time ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I want, like how you're saying that it's all about, you want to be on the phone with your partner and things like that. And just going back to the fact that anybody who's talking down on long distance and saying, I need to make time to call my partner, or oh no, my partner's not letting me go out, I fear these are issues within that we need to work through. Because number one, why don't you want to call your partner, and why are you letting your partner tell you what to do, and why is your partner like, I don't know, that's all weird. But yeah, so for us, we've never actually like just scheduled times ahead. I mean, we'll talk throughout the day, like, oh, tonight, do you think you can call or whatever? And I'll be like, oh, no, I have too much work tonight. Or, oh my gosh, yes, like, I'll call you around 9 when I'm done with dinner and some homework. I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't know, we just talk as much as we can. And I've also heard, and this is now a question for you as well, I hear like differing opinions about texting throughout the
I knew
day.
you were gonna say that.
Yeah, because some people are like, don't text throughout the day because you have nothing to talk about at night. Listen, what we do, it literally varies day by day. It's just, if something big happens and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to tell her right now, I'll text her about it, and maybe I'll be like, I'll give you details later, but like, oh my gosh, listen to what just happened.
Yes.
Or if I'm having a bad day, I'll just be like, hey, like, I just need to say hi to you. Like, I'll tell you about what's happening later, but just hi, and that'll be that. Yeah. Like, whatever. We text about little things throughout the day, or if we're randomly free and I'm at lunch and she's, I don't know, on break at school, like, we'll be texting. And also, like, at night, like, saying, oh, but then you'll have nothing to talk about.
Well, I don't know. My thing is that what I talk about with her, it's not like when we were in person, it's not like all we talked about was what we did today.
That's what I'm saying. That's why that is also like weird to me when I'm like,
that's really interesting.
I just want to hang out.
I've seen some TikToks. Like, I've seen that too, the same thing. Yeah. I think I agree with it to a certain extent. Like, do I think you should be texting every single detail as if you were on a phone call? Right. No. I don't. Because that is unhelpful. Like, I wouldn't do that. And
now you're sitting on your phone. Just, girl, open your eyes and look around.
Right.
Like, what?
Right.
Yeah.
100%. Yes. But, yeah, I guess we kind of don't. I don't know. I mean, like, when we're... I guess I could ask her, but when I'm texting her, I don't... Yeah. I'm not actively thinking, like, let me not text her because people told me not to. Like, I'm not thinking about that.
No, yeah.
But I do think just naturally we don't text as much. Like, maybe like every like couple hours it'll be like a, hey, how are you, like, what's going on, you know what I mean? And of course if something comes up, like, of course I'm gonna text her,
right? Exactly.
But I feel like there's been many times where it's like this and this, but I'll tell you tonight, like, when we call, you know what I mean? Like, I tell you on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting. I feel like if we didn't text at all, like, if it was literally ghost town,
that would
I'd be
so
like,
awkward.
something's going on.
And then that would make it that all the time we spend on the phone would have to be about what we did that day. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, I like that we can just, like, we'll review our days and then we just hang out on the phone.
I was gonna say that.
I like just hanging out time.
I was gonna say, when we get on the phone, I feel like it is kind of a nightly thing. Like, if we're on the phone in the evening time or whatever, I feel like it is kind of a thing where we'll just be like, this is the spark notes of my day. This is the spark notes of my day. And next.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
No, I'm happy to just hang out. Yeah. What we also do is we'll spend a lot of time just on the phone and we'll be doing different things.
Yeah, you guys do that. We don't do that, but you do that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I just... Once again, like, I just want her to be there. Like, I just appreciate her presence so much that if I'm working or, like, I don't know, like, it's at night because it's obviously whatever, throughout the day we're not on call while I'm in class. But at night, if I'm sitting in the dorm and I'm doing homework or she's getting ready for bed or anything, or if we both are scrolling on TikTok, literally, why not have her little face in the corner?
Yeah.
Like, and it feels like we're just hanging out together. Like, because I feel like that's what I miss the most.
I was about to say
the thing I miss the most is just feeling her energy next
with
to
her.
Me. You know what I mean? Like,
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
I feel like that is underrated. Yeah. That is like probably one of the hardest parts for me.
Yes.
Is that when you're in a relationship with someone in person, you can go over and literally, of course we're talking, but like, then there are like full spans of time where we're lying in bed, both scrolling on TikTok, and that's it. You know what I mean?
And and
you can't. It's just like so different to do that over the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is so true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, so we've like, I feel like we've made that just a normal part of our routine.
Yeah.
And at night when we get in bed, girl, we make sure both of our little faces are lit up, and we will just lay there in silence for 30 minutes, and then it's okay, good night now.
Yeah.
And what are we doing? I don't know, but it's I'm just comforted by like just looking at her little face, and we're just hanging out. Like that's, I feel like that is like the most important thing that we do outside of like the talking. I don't know.
No,
like,
100%.
That's like a big thing.
Yeah. I think there's also like, we should talk, you know, we need to discuss that I didn't think about when we were making the points, but we should discuss the what are your thoughts and feelings on like well, this is fresh for you, but like genuinely, like, because we go these extensive amounts of times without seeing this person, and then suddenly it's a 24/7 for 3 days.
Yep.
And then
I have things to say.
And then
it's gone. And
then it's gone again, which is a crazy feeling. And I've only had this once. You've had this twice now, but I've only had this once, so I guess like we'll see what happens next time. Right. But I already feel weird because and we were just talking about this. Like, I mean, I literally I saw her 2 weeks ago. She came to visit 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You're telling me that wasn't a year ago?
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Like, yes, it is significantly better than before she visited, and I hadn't seen her in 100 days.
That was crazy.
It's significantly better because we've spent time, you know, of course. Right. But at the same time, was that not a fever dream? I literally feel like it was a fever dream. Like, you cannot tell me that was 2 weeks ago. That literally was 3 zillion years ago, and it was literally as I was unconscious. Like, I was not there.
No, I think that, okay, because I was I was so aware of that this weekend because, okay, basically over the summer, it was like, okay, we went into long distance. She was gone for 2 months. When she came back, we had 2 full weeks until I went to college. So it was pretty normal, like, life. Like, I slept over at her house a few times. Like, I was hanging out with my parents and family. Obviously, I was about to go to college.
Right.
So it was like a more just like regular, oh, I see you around, like, and like whatever. I spent a lot of those 2 weeks with her, but you know. But okay, whoa. She's visited twice since college started. She just left today. Lovely.
Starts crying.
No, literally.
She just left today.
But I was extremely like aware of that this weekend because I know that first time that she visited, it literally was this insane whirlwind of I haven't seen her in like 5 weeks, and then suddenly she's here. Yeah. And it's literally 72 hours of her not leaving my eyeballs. Yeah. And then she's just gone again, and it was like, wait, because was she ever even here? Right. I don't even know. Like, I don't even know.
And I'm here to say she was.
And and period.
And the pictures are the only proof I have.
Yes. And the pictures tell me that it was real.
Right.
But it almost makes me, whenever I experience those weekends, it almost makes me more upset that I'm not living day-to-day life with her. Because I'm like, this is so cute and fun, and I love that I can be in a fairyland with you for 3 days. And it literally feels like that. Like, I'm actually just ascend to a dreamland, and then I'm thrown, like, into the trash dump again. Not, you know?
Yes.
But it makes me so aggressively aware of the fact that we really aren't doing this life in person together right now. And I'm like, that's upsetting. Yeah. Because I just want to come home from my day of school and, like, see her and then hang out and talk about our day and then go off and do my, this whole, like, I don't know. No, just, like, fun fairyland weekend. Yeah. And then I just don't get to see you. Like, I want to be real with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Not just have, like, these happy, fun moments. And even this weekend, like, we still have, like, our serious moments while we're in person. Because I need that. You know what I mean? But, yeah. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
The fairyland weekends they're weird. They're so weird.
They're really weird.
They're really, really weird.
I mean, I I appreciate them deeply. Like, I would rather have them than not have them, obviously.
Please.
But
yes.
it definitely is. It's also weird to have, especially the first time.
Yeah.
Well, I literally have only had her here once, but I'm guessing for you, especially the first time, to have somebody literally from a totally different part of my, do you know what I mean? Like, this person has been to my house, has, like, knows the area I grew up, like, do you know what I mean? In and my dorm room.
No,
in tech, like, hello,
Texas. What are we doing
going
here?
on? Why are we here?
Literally,
why are we not?
You're a home
with my
person.
dogs, like, at home. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, why aren't we, like, cooking in your kitchen?
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yes.
I'm genuinely
That's
confused.
what makes it feel even more like this just out of body weird fairyland weekend, because I'm like, we're on a trip right now. Like, I just want to go home with you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
I feel like that's actually a perfect way of putting it.
I can't wait personally for our 1 month winter break.
And I dream about this.
And sign me
up.
up
about it. Yeah, and I do.
And sign me
and
up.
I literally do. Right. I'm so excited. No, and even Thanksgiving break, like a week. And just being able to go in my car. I want to get in my little car and drive around with her.
I'm so excited for my car.
No, we've been talking about our cars.
Right. Clearly we have lots to say.
Oh, because I could continue for 3 more hours.
That's the real
because
thing.
I have so much.
And one day we will Zoom them in. And we will
Zoom them in.
Yes.
I'm dead on the floor. No, our weekend where we have both
I was
of them visit.
On season 3.
On season 3, when they both visit at the same time. We're giving no context.
So basically, you decide. You created this. That each semester was going to be the season.
We've decided, because this is obviously first semester of college, and our weekly episodes will go into our first season of this podcast. And then next semester, so starting in January, we will have season 2 starting. And then we were also talking about how we would love to have a weekend where both of our girlfriends visit and our other friends, like significant others, come to visit and we all hang out.
And they will be sitting on this couch.
Yes.
And we will have an incredible LDR discussion.
Yes.
And just a gay discussion in general. And
4 gays on a couch with microphones. What's gonna happen?
4 gays on a couch is perfect.
Anyway, so that was
our LDR discussion.
Yeah, that was our first LDR discussion. We will be having many LDR discussions on this podcast, so stay tuned.
So comment your questions down below.
Yes, and what other advice and things you want to hear about LDR from us. So, moving on, we are going to get into a fun, sweet, and short little recap of our week, and obviously the most dramatic element of our week.
Right.
Do you want to start us off?
And I will. So, as we talked about last episode, that was this coming weekend, but this past weekend was, we thought it was Halloween.
We thought it was weekend 1 of Halloween.
We thought, because Halloween's on a Thursday, and everybody was spreading the word that Halloween weekend was this past weekend, and we were thinking, that doesn't really make sense, but I'm a freshman. You tell me, I'm going along with it.
Literally.
And so we thought this was Halloween weekend. So we're literally ready to go.
Yes, costumes in hand.
Right, costumes in hand.
Yeah.
Costumes
I was about to say,
body.
Costumes on body, makeup on face.
Thank you.
Makeup on face.
And so I did not rally Friday night, which we'll hear about later. But I rallied last night, Saturday night. It's Sunday today, by the way.
Yeah.
And so us freshmen, and keep in mind, we are not in sororities because we're us.
I was going to say, I feel like you could have gathered that
You could have gathered that by this episode.
Yeah.
So us and Skye's girlfriend, Zelma, and and our friend Evelyn, we were well, Zelma doesn't go here clearly, and Evelyn is not in a sorority, so we don't know what parties are. We literally thought it was Halloween weekend, so we are under the impression that we can go hop, skip, drop, and there are going to be 30 parties to choose from.
Yeah.
That was,
and we were wrong.
Anything but the case. So we are literally walking the streets of Austin in our like little, costumes, and I'm in like combat boots, and it's the vibes. 100%. And you're just seeing people walk on the street with like their costumes, whatever. And our friend Evelyn, being the bold
queen that she is,
she was like, I have no problem going up to random strangers on the street and asking what party are you going to?
Right, where are you headed?
And where the drama comes in is the interactions we had with these people on the street. Insane interactions.
Yeah.
As if have you ever seen Billy on the Street?
No.
Okay, never mind. So it's kind of like, like those TikToks that are like, what are you listening to right now? And then it's like, da-da-da. It was kind of like that. You know what I mean? So Evelyn goes up to this group of people, and she's like, hey, like, what party are you going to? And I swear they were trying to fool us. They tried to fool us under my assumption.
100%.
They were like, what did they say? Zeta.
You mean the first? Yeah, no, they literally turn around looking disgusted, like we're some trash bags rolling down the road. And they go, Zeta, and turn around and strut away. And so we're like, okay.
That's exactly what it meant. Zeta.
Yeah, and turn around. And I was like, well, I didn't ask you for your social security number, but that's one way to get rid of me, I guess.
But they didn't. That was the thing. They didn't get rid of us.
We eventually left them.
Yeah, eventually. But we began...
We followed. And we said, okay, we're joining your group. So we literally walked probably this far from them, like as far as we're sitting right now on the sofa.
And when I tell you, I have never walked behind a slower group of people in my life.
No, because I think they were about to get on the floor and start rolling, because that would have sped them up. They literally were. It was a stroll. Maybe couldn't even
a Sunday stroll.
It was literally an early morning stroll at 10 p.m. in the middle of nowhere.
Yes.
And they also start walking down the street where all the apartment buildings are. And I was like,
this is not where...
So I started bringing it up to the group. And I was like, guys, I fear we're walking by apartments, which is precisely where the frat parties aren't happening.
Because what we were going to do is we were going to kind of like find a destination. And then on the way, we were like, we're probably going to find something on the way,
Yeah.
So that never happened. So we said...
Also, we started looking up. Shaya looks up Zeta to see where we're going and sees that there's only 35 different
Only 35 Zetas.
There's only 35.
Zeta, Psi, da-da-da, Zeta, Sigma, whatever.
And
I'm like, guys, which Zeta are we leading to right now?
Yeah.
So Skye makes we're like, no, this is not
so
right.
So we
turned the corner.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was so drama.
That was extremely drama.
That was so drama.
Yeah.
Like, we were just trying to, have a good time. But then we found the most lovely group of human beings.
After a few more bad experiences and rolling of eyes.
And rolling,
by the way.
So many rolling of eyes. To the back of the head as if it was a Halloween trick. It was literally.
Right. After getting tricked like 6 times.
Right.
We got treated.
Wow. That was fire. We got treated.
We did.
Like, literally.
And
these people were so nice. And they were like,
so
led us in the
energetic.
beautifully right direction.
Yes.
Such just,
Yeah.
So that was my drama.
Yeah. That was a
passing
big
the
drama.
torch.
Okay. Well, my drama comes from Friday night, where Shaya did not join us, but it was me, my girlfriend, our friend Evelyn, and then our friend Emma, who wasn't out with us on Saturday night. But basically, my girlfriend had gone to Conan Gray concert with her mom Friday night, so we were getting back to campus. Let me hold the microphone and let me stay locked in. We were getting back to campus from like her going to the concert and being with her parents. at like 11:30.
Right.
And then we took our fun sweet time doing
as
our
if
little
you were
makeup,
rolling on the street.
as if it was 6 p.m.
Yes.
As if it was 6 p.m. Yes. Because we could, you know? So basically, Emma and Evelyn were already out. They were at a party. And then we got a call from them saying that party was terrible, we're leaving.
Right.
And we said, and period, we're trusting your judgment. So they leave that party and then they start walking around and they're finding a lot of crickets, you know? Basically, they're
finding a lot of crickets.
Yeah, and they're finding a lot of crickets. So they found like 2 parties where it was literally like $30 to enter as a woman.
As a woman it was?
As a woman.
Wow. As a woman. Wait, as a woman is crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Maximum 2 cents.
Maximum
$30 is
a
maximum
hair flip.
Free.
Yeah.
Maximum
a hair flip and
flip.
A smile.
Yeah.
That's the best you're getting from me.
Right.
Thank you. So basically, they're roaming the streets. Eventually, at 12:30, Zelma and I are ready to go. So we make our way over to where they are.
At 12:30.
At 12:30. And we start walking around trying to find something, right? So Evelyn, our queen, decides to start approaching people. Every single group of people that we talk to, and mind you, these are people fully dressed in costume. Like, everybody was ready to go out Friday night.
Right.
But there was literally nowhere to go. Every single person we asked, oh, we're looking. Do you guys know of anything? Oh, no. Like, we just left a party that was terrible. And it was the party that Emma and Evelyn were at before. It was literally the only one happening.
That's insane.
And it was so terrible because it was so painfully overcrowded that you couldn't move. You couldn't hear your own thoughts. Like, it was just...
Oh, that's
it
so...
sounded
yes.
bad. So yeah, no one had anywhere to go. So we are just roaming aimlessly. And the streets are dead silent except for the groups of friends walking down the streets laughing and chatting. You know what I mean? Like, there was no party, no music, nothing happening. Once again, crickets. So we literally sit down on like this corner and just start people watching, which was entertaining for sure. We saw some interesting costumes. We did see a few stumbling souls, you know what I mean? Like, for sure, wobbling everywhere.
Stumbling souls is just gorgeous.
100%. We see some like photo shoots happening. These 2 girls dressed up as like Magic Mikes walk by and they're like, don't go down the alleyway. There's a man dressed in like a purge mask there. And we said, thank you for telling us, because our next stop was the alleyway at 1 a.m. That's where we were headed, so good to know. We saw an inflatable Among Us. We actually saw 2 of them. Just one of them was just walking alone, just like wobbling along. And we were like, where are you headed? What is your story? How did you get here? I'm concerned for you.
Yes.
But I'm so entertained. Right. And thank you for providing something for us to laugh about tonight.
Exactly.
You know?
Yes.
Anyway, so fully costumed. Me and my girlfriend's costumes were literally seen by the crickets on the road and the bugs flying in the sky. But
right.
So we were, I mean, that was technically good because then Saturday night they were new and fresh and had never been seen before. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And we were able to get ready faster because we had practiced the
right.
makeup.
It was a trial run.
That was happening.
It was a trial run.
And yes. Anyway, so that was definitely my most dramatic element.
It was
sitting on the side of the like curb.
Right.
With nothing to do on a Friday night at our party school.
At what we thought was Halloween weekend.
At what we thought was Halloween weekend. Literally.
Well, I guess next weekend will actually be Halloween weekend.
These frats need to redeem themselves.
Right.
Because...
Well, the one we went to last night
was very fun. Very fun.
That one was good.
But also, it was like the only one.
Yeah, it was like, literally the only one. But it was it was fire.
It was super. It was very fire.
It was fire.
It was great.
Yes.
Is that our episode?
That was episode 2
was fun.
Dramatic Elements. We hope you learned so much.
Yes.
About long distance relationships, about gay people. And these 2 specifically.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you for listening. leave a like, leave a comment. We'll probably put up another poll about what you want to see next week.
Even
on Spotify.
If you're listening on YouTube, just go to Spotify to click the poll.
Yes.
But we want to hear your opinion.
Yes, we want to know what you want to see.
Right.
And we'll see you next week. We hope you have a great week. We'll see you the day after Halloween.
Right. That's exactly where we'll see you.
Wow. We got
Love you.
Love you.